If we go to the next slide now, it is concerning Tabaruk. The concept of Tabaruk, which again we are accused of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah of doing shirk in this case. As mentioned in the Qur'an regarding Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, اذهبوا بقميصي هذا فألقوه على وجه أبي يأتي بصيرا. And later, فلما أن جاء البشير ألقاه على وجهه فارتد بصيرا. Take along this shirt of mine and lay it on my father's face, his vision will be restored. With complete i'tiqad, belief, Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam is telling his brothers, take my shirt, put it on the face of my father, his eyesight will be restored. Then when the bearer of glad tidings came, he laid the shirt on his face, he therefore immediately regained his eyesight. There we have in the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ restoring the sight of the blind man by teaching the blind man tawassul, to ask of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the jah of the Prophet ﷺ. Here we have in the ayah of the Qur'an, the brother of Sayyidina Rasulullah ﷺ, Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam, teaching his brothers to go and place a shirt of his on his father's face, and that Allah will restore the sight of his father. Here, Al-Imam al-Raghib al-Asfahani rahmatullah alayhi says in his book Al-Mufradat about the meanings of words that are attached to the Qur'an. He said, Al-Barakatu thubutul khayri ilahi fi shay. Al-Barakah, what is Al-Barakah? The existence of a divine goodness in a certain thing. Existence of a divine goodness in a certain thing. That barakah is from who? It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is placed in certain times, places and things. And no doubt, that which is attached to the body of one of the Anbiya, that is Mubarak, that is blessed, that is the Aqeedah of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah. And there is the Prophet inside the ayah of the Qur'an, where the shirt, the mere touching of the shirt of one of the Anbiya restores the sight of the father of one of the Anbiya who himself, MashaAllah, was one of the Anbiya alayhim salam. Tabaruk and the Sahaba. How did the Sahaba view Tabaruk after the death of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? The hadith regarding the Tabaruk of the Sahaba around the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam are numerous, too many for anyone to deny. Here we also have evidences regarding the Tabaruk of the Sahaba taking blessings from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and that which is attached to him after his death. عن عثمان بن عبد الله بن موهب رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عنه أنه قال أرسلني أهلي إلى أم سلمة رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عنها زوج النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم بقدح من ماء وقبض إسرائيل ثلاث أصابع من قصة فيه شعر من شعر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فكان إذا أصاب الإنسان عين أو شيء بعث إليها مخضبه. So here in this hadith we have Sayyidina Uthman ibn Abdullah bin Mawhab radiyallahu tabaraka wa ta'ala anhu said, my family sent me to Sayyidatuna Salama radiyallahu ta'ala anha. She is one of the al-Mu'mineen, the mothers of the believers. She is the wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sent him with what? With a cup of water. The sub-narrator mentions inside it, he points with his fingers, 3 fingers, showing that basically it's a small container which she brings out. Sayyidatuna Salama radiallahu ta'ala anha brought out a silver bottle which contained one of the hairs of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And it used to be that if anyone came under the evil eye or ill health, they used to send her a cup of water. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the aqeedah of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah. This is the practice of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah today. To make tabarruk. This is who? The wife of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Those people who are living in the household of Tawheed. Sayyidul Muwahhideen. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the leader of those, of the people of Tawheed. His household is a leading example of Tawheed. Yet they say that whenever somebody used to be ill, they used to send a cup of water to her so she could place within it the hair from the hairs of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and by it be cured. Subhanallah. Hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari. Tabaruk and the Sahaba on the next slide. فقالت هذه كانت عند عائشة رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عنها حتى قبضت فلما قبضت قبضتها وكان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم يلبسها ونحن نغسلها للمرضى يستشفى بها. Sayyidatuna Asma bint Abi Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anha said, the cloak of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was kept with Sayyidatuna Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha until she passed away, and when she passed away, it came under my possession. Sayyidatuna Asma bint Abi Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anha is the sister of Sayyidatuna Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha. She said the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to wear it, so we wash it for the sick and they are healed by it. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is the concept of Tabaruk, seeking blessings according to the Sahaba of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What does Imam al-Nawawi rahmatullah alayhi say in his Sharh of Sahih Muslim regarding this hadith? وَفِي هَذَا الْحَدِيثِ دَلِيلٌ عَلَى إِسْتِحْبَابِ التَّبَرُّكِ بِآثَارِ الصَّالِحِينَ وَثِيَابِهِمْ. And in this hadith is an evidence for the desirability of seeking blessings through the relics of the righteous and their clothes. This is the Aqeedah of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah throughout the ages up to the time of Sayyidina Imam al-Nawawi rahmatullah, alhamdulillah, to our time and onwards until the day of judgment, inshaAllah. Next slide. Tabarruk is not shirk. We go to the goal of al-Hafidh al-Dhahabi rahmatullah alayhi in Siyar A'lam al-Nubala, a book in which he collects the histories of the great personalities of Islam. He says, قلت أين المنقطع المنكر على أحمد رحمة الله عليه وقد ثبت أن عبد الله سأل أباه عمن يلمس رمانة منبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم ويمس الحجرة النبوية الشريفة فقال لا أرى بذلك بأسا أعاذنا الله وإياكم من رأي الخوارج ومن البدع. Al-Imam al-Hafidh al-Dhahabi rahmatullah alayhi, one of the Imams of Hadith of Ahl-Sunnah, says, I say, where is the obstinate critic of Imam Ahmad now? Meaning the critic of who? Al-Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayhi. In the section previous to this, we didn't mention it here, it's a long section. It talks about how Al-Imam Ahmad rahmatullah alayhi used to make tabarruk. Here, he says, where is the obstinate critic of Imam Ahmad rahmatullah alayhi now? It is also authentically established that Abdullah, the son of Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah alayhi, asked his father about those who touched the pommel of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's pulpit and touched the wall of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's room, the wall in which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is buried. And he said, I do not see any harm in it. I do not see any harm in it. He didn't say it's shirk. Why are you doing that? Don't do it. It's shirk. Al-Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullah, he was given the laqab Imam al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah because of his standing against the Mu'tazilah, the people who claimed that the Qur'an was created, and he was persecuted until he bled, and he was beaten, and he used to carry a hair of the Prophet ﷺ inside his shirt when he was being whipped. He used to try and protect that hair, and it was while protecting that hair, and he was being whipped, that the Khalif at that time, who had gone to the view of the Mu'tazilah, the rationalists, and said that the Qur'an was na'udhu billah created. It's a correct belief. The Qur'an is not created, it is the uncreated word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Aqeedah of al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah. When he was being whipped, and he was protecting the hair of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they tried to take his shirt so they could whip him on naked flesh on his back. And he held his shirt. They said, why are you holding your shirt with such intensity? He said, there is a hair of the hairs of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam inside. And the Mu'tazilah themselves tried to take the shirt. They tried to take the shirt so they could take the hair of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the Caliph of the time said, take the shirt from him, but the hair of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam stays with him. This is how much love they used to have for the relics of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What does Al-Imam al-Dhahabi rahmatullah alayhi add to the end of this statement after mentioning where is the critic, the one who wants to criticize Imam Ahmad rahmatullah alayhi, meaning that at his time there were people as well raising their voices of bid'ah, shirk and so forth. He says, may Allah protect us and you from the opinion of the Khawarij and from innovations. Meaning, it is from the opinion of the Khawarij to deny these things, to deny tabarruk, tawassul and these concepts. And it is a bid'ah of his time, and it is a bid'ah in our time that is continued, that people deny tabarruk. It is a bid'ah because they are going against the way of the Sahaba and the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They are going against that. So he's telling us, may Allah protect us from the opinion of the Khawarij and from innovations in his time, and now in our time, that is ever more needed, that we be wary of those thoughts. In the last few slides now, tabarruk is not shirk. عن نافع رضي الله تعالى عنه عن ابن عمر رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عنه أنه كان يكره مس قبر النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. قلت كره ذلك لأنه رآه إساءة أدب. وقد سئل أحمد بن حنبل رضي الله تعالى عنه عن مس القبر النبوي وتقبيله فلم يرى بذلك بأسا. رواه عنه ولده عبد الله بن أحمد. It is related from this from al-Hafidh al-Dhahabi rahmatullahi alayhi in another book called al-Shuyukh. He mentioned, it is narrated from Nafi' rahmatullahi alayhi that Ibn Umar radiyallahu ta'ala anhu disliked the touching of the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Al-Hafidh al-Dhahabi says he disliked that because he saw it as a breach of good etiquette. And many ulama have mentioned this. Al-Imam Ahmad Rida Khan rahmatullahi alayhi is from the ulama who have said that when we visit the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, it is from adab, from complete adab with the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that we stand 4 arm lengths from his grave. It is mentioned by Imam al-Qustalani rahmatullahi alayhi similar. It is mentioned from al-Imam al-Nawawi rahmatullahi alayhi similar. And all the reasons they given is adab and ihtiram, that you have been brought into the presence of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. This is not the time to make rash movements and to move around. So here they say that Sayyidina Ibn Umar radiallahu ta'ala who disliked the touching of the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, Al-Hafidh al-Dhahabi rahmatullahi alayhi, he disliked that because he saw it as a breach of good etiquette, not shirk, a breach of good etiquette. And indeed, Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahmatullahi alayhi was asked about touching the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and kissing it. And he did not see an issue with that. He didn't see an issue with that. And his son Abdullah ibn Ahmad narrated that from him. Meaning these concepts, even when the ulama have disagreed, some have said that it is not from adab to touch the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Like Imam Ahmad Rida Khan rahmatullahi alayhi mentions that as well. It is not adab to sprawl over the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, or the gates of the grave of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Not adab. But no one has said it is shirk from the ulama of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Al-Hafidh al-Dhahabi wa Ajam al-Shuyukh. Go and draw to the end of our presentation. The summary of the key points. In summary, Istighatha, Tawassul and Tabaruk as practiced by al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah are all sanctioned by the Qur'an and the Sunnah. We've proven that today. Alhamdulillah. We should accustom ourselves to the evidences pertaining to these. We should not be confused by the whisperings and false accusations of shirk from those who have not understood the true meanings of Tawheed and shirk themselves. We should seek knowledge in order to protect ourselves from corrupt thoughts and doctrines opposing the way of al-Sunnah wal Jama'ah. I want us all to basically ponder upon these issues. Takeaway points for us. We need to understand that these concepts are allowed, proven by the Qur'an and the Sunnah. Acquaint ourselves with the evidences. Do not become confused by those who make whisperings and try to confuse us. Seek knowledge. It is a shame that from Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah now, in our communities there are very few people taking up knowledge and studying knowledge. Seek knowledge. Seek knowledge. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala show us the truth as truth, and grant us the ability to follow it, and show us the falsehood as falsehood, and grant us the ability to avoid it. Ameen. Sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi.